I'm going to try to explain something that I think is a chronic problem in our society. And it's painful to see that I lived it out myself, and I see thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of people, and particularly women, experiencing this suffering and pain. And it was all stemmed from this messaging that I got in a religious background, and then studying Buddhism, that to reach enlightenment or to be seen as good or pious, we shouldn't have needs. We should just be a source of love and give outside ourselves on a consistent basis. And while I totally agree with giving and providing and loving others well, I can't agree with just being needless. I sat after hearing, if you become needless, you've reached enlightenment, and it's a journey and a process, thinking through how long I would just self-abandon to go meet somebody else's needs, and how hurt I felt inside that I wasn't just meeting my own needs. And see, the problem is that if we are giving outside of ourselves all the time, we're hoping somebody else will pour back into us. We're hoping that we'll have our needs fulfilled by doing that, by acts of service or loving abundantly. It would be a lie to say that that was so fulfilling and that I felt so happy and joyful. If I look back, I actually felt quite unsatisfied and sad. It wasn't until I chose to look at my needs and be self-centered that I started to feel whole. I started to feel good. I started to feel nourished. My body actually changed, and I started to feel healthier and sleep better. Surprisingly, all it was taking my attention off of other people and trying to fix or heal or make their lives better all the time, and focusing entirely on myself. Not selfishly, like I don't care about other people, but in a way that I knew if I didn't do this, I was going to continue on the same path forever. This person went on with a meditation with a group, and I sat and I just kept smiling to myself as I thought about how happy I am now that I'm fulfilling my needs and desires, that I stopped overgiving outside of myself, and that I stopped trying to meet other people's needs as a way to maybe have mine met or be validated. It's a tricky thing when we're taught that selflessness equals people loving or liking you, or being needless means that you have some kind of superpower, or you're floating above everyone somehow. It's not actually true. That can lead to us resenting or judging other people for having needs or desires, or choosing their needs and desires. So if you're watching this and you're feeling a bit of resentment, it might be peeking in you because inside there's an inner child and a person in there that's waiting for you to turn towards and hold and just let them know, I love you. And what do you need? What do you desire and want? One of my needs, a simple one, was just to feel safe and secure. And I had to take active steps to make that possible. And safety isn't always physical safety. It can also mean just emotional safety. Sometimes that means leaving relationships or friendships or family members that don't create that for you, that don't provide that. And you can still love them, but also create safety for yourself in an emotional world that you feel relaxed and calm. Another need I had was to entirely trust that my needs were good and necessary. Trusting that can be hard, especially if we've been programmed to not pay attention to them. Another big issue that comes up is people feel selfish and they feel anxiety if they're trying to meet those needs because they believe that they're being secretly judged by everyone. And one of my favorite things to say is everyone's a little bit too busy to actually care. And if they're judging you for taking care of yourself or meeting your needs, they're probably not the right people to be surrounding yourself with. And that's also hard, especially if we've been in a long-term relationship, or especially if it's family members. It might not always be the case you won't be around them, but it does matter to take time to go and take care of yourself and know that your needs are important to be met. I hope that taking time for yourself, maybe writing down tonight some of the things that you might be avoiding asking for in your life that you need, try writing 3 of them down and just see what happens. And I'll see you soon. Try trusting yourself.